streaming is choppy. Any way do you think we can solve this?
It looks fine on my preview right now. I'll keep monitoring it back and forth.
Photonic Soup says that it's choppy. Babar, the elephant, says it's choppy, and after by me also.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and just view this fire and see if there's how choppy it is.
No problem. Anyway, Templar seem to have won, and they're gonna pick the side. I'm using the streaming until I get the game fixed up and installed, so I might have some delayed responses.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be dropping frames for me when I'm viewing my own stream through the dashboard on Twitch.
Alright.
I'm also getting 5K, yeah.
Oh boy, hillside.
Yep, looking forward to this. Both teams must type ready in console to begin. So you do have, so far, 5 from MoR trying to get in here, and then 6 from Templar already in here. And there's the 6 on MoR, looking like we're going to have Unknown sporting Man-at-Arms and Ciastooh as well. Professor Gore, Gandril, and King Domus going Knight, and Mashius Lal going Vanguard. Interesting, if they actually are keeping these setups, there are no archers.
What do you think? How different will it be 6 versus 6? Because usually most tournaments and battles and scrims are 5 versus 5. How different do you think it would be?
Well, honestly, over in North America, our TOs are decidedly larger than the EU TOs at 5v5. We just had an 8v8 tournament, and we've been scrimming lots of 6v6 TO as well, and we've actually got a 6v6 LTS. It doesn't change the dynamics nearly as much as I'm thinking that the two people of one class rule will change.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we might have a little bit of a problem. They're using 3 knights, and that's the 50% rule.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, actually, it's not technically the 50% rule, because 50% would allow them to use 3 knights. It looks like they have had one person swap down to archer. Very interesting decision to go with something under the 50% rule. We see most things 50%, so they probably should have checked the rules first, but admittedly I assumed it was 50% as well. So.
Alright, the one swap to archer, it's fine now. But it would seem that the ranks are, did I see correctly, the ranks are pretty low.
Yes, this is because this is in Pro Mod, so they will get the ranks off of, yes.
Right, my mistake,
Yeah, so we do see these nice brilliant blue colors over here from the Templar team, and you see over in MoR, MoR, they're coming down there, going with a primarily left side defense, and they're just going to hold off there over at that choke point. Trying to filter people in that choke point is a very common defensive strategy. It looks like one might be AFK. Templar, oh yep, one Vanguard with AFK. This is going to allow a mismatch, and it's going to allow one knight to go down there. DJ Hansfree, one of the best archers in Europe, taking out Unknown. Tommy getting a kill as well. This 2v2, you see that all black on that knight. He's actually a Mason. Napster taking out Ciastooh. It looks like that Mason gets the first kill, Domus of Ilbelin. However, he does go down along with his teammate. The Pyre has been lit, so very strong opening from Templar, but one can't wonder if the majority of it is because of that Vanguard being AFK initially. That's going to result in a very quick finish to this objective. Pretty much the first push, that's as fast as you could expect this to be figured into. Skyneth didn't even want to help his teammate. He recognized that there was an imbalance, said, okay, I can get away straight to the pyre. You see teams having different reactions. Some teams like to take that risk and have one person leave the melee and go get to the pyre, even in 6v6 where everyone is there. However, others would like to finish the wipe first and then go when they have more people. Because if you go by yourself, that is a risk. You can be chased down, you can be shot in the back, your team could get wiped, and then you're sitting up there atop by yourself and the other team mobs you because you weren't there to support your teammates. Looking like we do see a rush here over on Trebuchet 1. It's getting captured by two of the Templars already. Archer posted out at that top spot, going to have a great advantage at surveying the entire landscape. Meanwhile, they also have two individuals on Treb 2. Looks like one is going to go down. This is an incredibly fast time for Templar.
They already got it, huh? Wow.
Yeah, and you see that due to some disorganization, they might actually be able to... It's up to his Vanguard to take out, yes, and he does take out the Man-at-Arms, trying to prevent them from getting to. Now the Black Knight and the Black Man-at-Arms are going to help their brethren and try to get these knights off. Skynet does go down. Josh goes down. Nice work by Professor Gore and Domus. Now Trebuchet 3 is already being taken though. Smoke Pot over there trying to obscure any archer vision on them. Oh wow, Affinity just absolutely wrecking Meshias with the Brandistock. The Brandistock slash in live is completely horrific and horrifying. So good to see.
I always say that's my only weakness.
Yes. Out of all the weaknesses in the world, pretty women, who are pretty French women, things like that, none compared to the live Brandy slash. But you do see that quick wipe up on Treb 3, and I only bring up that live point because you do see the Brandy here. I don't believe is buffed to that wild extent. I'm not sure though. So, oh wow, it looks like Unknown got partly taken out by because his own teammate also hit them. So that's going to be an incredibly clean wipe. We have 6 Agathians going up. They have 21 minutes to complete this.
The third part is always the easiest.
Yes, of course the third part is usually the one that gets accomplished. Templar Josh is taking out some individuals beyond the smoke, beyond the veil. Unknown not quite able to take down that bloody Vanguard as he gets 2v1'd. Going over, trying to get a stab on that right side. The Sword of War stab is incredibly strong for trying to get around people's shoulders and their parries, especially on that right hand side. Oh, coming from the back though, you see a Brandistock and a Wild Zweihander just absolutely decimating the Templars, who appear to not be ready for that. Now it's a 2v2 on there. The cudgel swinging archer of DJ Handsfree, who got a shout out to by DubJ at DreamHack. So that obviously means that he's incredibly important and is now a celebrity. But celebrity or not, fame or not, he does go down, and now it's up to a lone Gandro. He does take one in the 1v2, and now he's up against Napster, who already beat a knight in that opening duel, but then he gets stabbed by that Sword of War before Skynet comes out of nowhere off screen and gets that throwing axe. You look over now, by the time that actually happens though, you have 4 more reinforcing. Going down, you do see a 2v1 over there, able to take out Affinity, but Skynet and Thomi, one of them up here in the front of this screen, looks like that's going to be Skynet. Gets a stab onto that Vanguard, and now it's a 2v2. Domus does go down, but he does take out Skynet for his troubles. Now they're actually on both ballistas. We did see DJ Handsfree come down there. I believe he was protected, and they took out Ciastooh, who tried to intercept. DJ Handsfree getting off the ballista. Ooh, getting a nice little flinch off onto that knight, helping his teammate help him. And that is going to give them control over that ballista. You look over here, smoke pots are going out to try to obscure the vision, allowing the Vanguard to get another shot off. And now you see Templar Josh still wrecking, still doing the work. It's interesting to see so many Zweihanders in this game. This is pro mod, so I don't believe that either patch actually got Zweihander changes, and I'm very happy to see it getting some play. You see the power of it right there, taking out Unknown. Would have taken him out in one hit if that hit, even if he wasn't already bloody. So that's the power. Looking at this, 17 minutes and 55 seconds to go, and that might be the last ship. So very fast, very dominating, commanding performance by Templar. A heavy favorite for this match. What do you think about that, Morden? Oh, that's right. You're not here yet, are you?
Not yet. No, I'm not.
Apologize for the slowness of my co-caster. I instinctively expected him to be ready. I was told ahead of time that I was going to have the greatest co-caster who was uber prepared for this. And of course he's fallen flat and failed to deliver. So I apologize.
I failed to deliver, I agree.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say for myself.
Yes, no excuses. You just got to be a man and accept your ineptitude. You're flaccid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just sit there flaccid and passive and unable to say anything else.
So how do you think the second round will go?
I feel like MoR will have a much more difficult time versus Templar. They seem to be one of the newer teams. Yeah, it's great to see these teams that aren't as well known. I guess you could say they're unknown. Because unknown is unknown's in the server, so you can't get.
Talk about your bad luck starting out against a clan like Templar.
Yes, most definitely. Templar is one of the more feared clans in this tournament. Looking like Templar's making a player change, 27 joining. I've never understood people that just name themselves after a number. At least we have a guy in NA named 47, and I get the reference to Hitman and HK47. Don't know.
I never understood it either.
Oh, it looks like 27 started to think that he wanted to play against his own team for a second, then switching over. Says, haha, I troll you.
Speaking of which, I also never understood people who name themselves after a complete sentence.
Yeah, it seems a bit excessive, but...
Yeah, it is. Take a name and stick with it. I mean, you gotta make it easy on your team, right?
Yeah. As far as MoR is getting 6 people in here, they did just get 6 people in here, and now Templar also has 6.
Well,
So,
it is a 6 versus 6 tournament, isn't it?
okay, they have 5 each on each team for the longest time. Okay, you don't have to be so critical. I'm sensitive.
Sensitive to antibiotics, maybe.
God, your voice is so deep. It is just staggering. How old are you?
We are here to talk 29.
Okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah. If I'd be 14, that would have been awkward.
Quite. It looks like 27, if this is to believed, he is going to go Archer, which makes it very interesting because double Archer on this map actually is quite strong. I don't know how much it's favored over in Europe, but as far as America, double Archer can work very well, especially on defensive objectives, even in something as a 6v6. You saw lots of teams run double Archer in the 8v8 TO that we had. And I know that in Broken Banner and 5v5s, they saw some limited success running Wooden and Planetus in double Archer setup over in Europe. It's nice to see in 6v6, we're going to get to see a little bit of that. That long choke point filters people fairly nicely to get the Archer some good shots. The good luck, have funs do go out. It looks like Templar and MoR are going to come out here. MoR is going to have to get a faster time than 17 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock, which is going to be incredibly challenging. wow, very interesting strategy. You're seeing two of the more men-at-arms lagging a bit behind. I think they're going to put 4 up at this choke point and then sneak those guys over on that left side and try to get a delayed engagement. It looks like Templar is not going to fall for it, though. You see a Zweihander Vanguard. Actually, no, he faked me out. He's not going to break off. You do see a momentary disadvantage over onto the MoR side. Gandrel getting taken out. Macius, Professor Gore. Okay, yeah, that's Gandrel. Gandrel actually got a kill initially, but then he does get taken out. And now they're going to double back, try to cut off these men-at-arms before they get to the pyre. Looks like both of them have actually gotten through. And these are very strong, small skirmish classes. Unfortunately, I don't think a 1v3 is the size of the skirmish that they find preferable. You do see that one knight who was left, who I'm guessing is probably Dormus, thinking about joining and then thinking better of it as he sees his men-at-arms get mercilessly cut down in front of him. Actually, I don't know if there's a miscommunication. Macius seems to be hating Domus. Either that or the much more likely thing that he got a bug and isn't used to the customization and thought that he was on the other team. And when you see a dark member like that, it is somewhat difficult to make sure if they're on the other team or not. You see here going out, wow, that knight absolutely Domus dancing around. Unfortunately for him, he does get cut down though, and it looks like this is going to be, with the aid of Professor Gore taking out Ciastooh, a pretty clean wipe. Although you see that Zweihander taking out Skynet, Professor Gore. Now a stab, can he combo it in? Oh, the stab on that Zweihander is too fast for the overhead on his own. Still I'm really loving seeing the Zweihanders come out here. You see much less of them. A Zweihander could be a situational pick for Josh if he sees 2 man-at-arms and he wants to go against that with a weapon that's very reliable for taking them out. But I'm very happy to see men-at-arms, I guess, technically have their quota filled because this is an under 50% rule, which means that you can't sport 3. So I think this may be the first time in a competitive tournament that I've seen men-at-arms having their maxed out amount allowed. You see,
but they did discuss it so much. The discussion of men-at-arms nerfed or improved men. Every team speak I've been to, they've been discussing it so much.
Yeah, the man-at-arms changes, especially in life, have been so glaring. Trying to see that those changes are still pretty not affected in Pro Mod because it basically reverts everything back to pre-patch. What they basically did is they did a whole bunch of things to remove the offensive capabilities of dodge. They also did some things to try
mega dodge.
Yes. My personal favorite is on the Pro Mod. I think that they actually fixed it, but the leap that the man-at-arms can do is now the coolest thing in the game. Basically, you get a super leap. But yeah, I also think that they fixed the super dodge in this Pro Mod, which is nice since that plagued the earlier rounds. Ooh, Unknown coming out with a nice overhand behind Napster. Skynet taking out Ciastooh over here in this cavern, but it's 2v2. Gandrel getting a nice kill before getting that short sword. That short sword getting a second kill. Can this short sword get a third? DJ 27 is not going to want to risk it. Interesting to see him going javelin. I actually hadn't seen that quite earlier. He does get the refill, misses that initial jab, misses the second one, and then gets taken out by King Domus of Ilbelin, who then gets quickly destroyed. Looking at the timer, it is about 10 minutes and 26 seconds left to go until they actually have to either complete this objective or fall prey to the single elimination format of the tournament and be ejected.
Denied.
Denied. Looking at the scores, you see Josh and DJ hands-free topping the scoreboards over for Templar. Skynet trying to get up there as well with the kill over onto one of the Agathians. Now you see 2 Vanguards. That Brandistock, just such a strong weapon. You saw it not get a lot of play, especially after it got a decent nerf before used to be able to basically feint spam the animation, and it would almost look like you were holding the Brandistock back. So it was incredibly difficult to predict feints. Now that that's no longer the case, though, they've buffed its numbers in live and in Pro Mod. I actually think Pro Mod keeps the weapon changes on, or the numbers of live. So that would make sense as to why they're using the Brandistock to such perilous effect.
Yeah, still one of the best weapons out there. I don't know how I get exterminated by it.
Yep, all the range on that that Zweihander coming in handy. That Zweihander has just killed so many people so far. You see Josh absolutely wrecking with it. Over on the MoR side, though, you have some people who, for having consistent team fight losses, their KDs are not that bad. You see that they're still putting up good fights. They've gotten the pyre lit numerous times. It's just that they're not able to have enough people to actually withhold the Templar response once they get it lit.
Definitely, you gotta give the May full effort, at least that.
Yep, I have to say, I am loving 27's shield though. His just entire customization, I heart it. And then he does me good by landing a jab in that fight. DJ hands-free, landing an arrow, just